Hello, 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 everybody. This is Dr. Shaniva Early, your craft doctor, and I'm just here with a quick video. I purchased this fan die. It's stamps and die set from Griffin. It came with the magnetic sheet, and you can put this in like your treasury binder or any binder that you have that fits the Griffin folders. So I purchased this because I seen a example of using these, and I thought they were just the cutest ever, for a little accents if you need something here or there. But I'm gonna make a card with using just this type of thing. Um, so I am using a wood grain. It's a wood grain um, piece of paper, and it's just an A2 size, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then I'm taking one of the pieces that's already in the kit, and I'm going to use it as a layering piece. This die set also came with different designs that you can use for your paper crafting. It came with some fans, so you're not just building your own fans, but you can use some of the designs that she have in the kit or in the whatever this is. It's not with supplies. Different kinds of cuteness fans. Those are really cute. How they're made. Um, the back in the day church fan. Well, they may have them. I don't know. Do they still have these kind of fans now? Most of the time, the fans I see when I go to church have they're not shaped like this anymore. But this remind me of the back of the day fans. And then of course she has the foiled fans or embossed, one of the two. I think this is embossing. If you can see that. The one thing about these stamps is she does have um, the stamps that go with them that you can emboss, but they're not the same size as these. They're smaller, always smaller, no matter when she makes them. When she does the extra, when she does the stamps and die sets, because I have a few of them, they're always smaller. And so I actually stamped them and cut them out. So then you can actually see this is the one of them, and that's this one. So you can see that it's smaller than hers. What I also noticed about these is like this one I stamped in her this is other treasury colors, I think. One of the treasury dyes. This is a pigment ink from Colorbox. Colorbox is no longer in business, but this is a pigment ink. And I used some that ink and some clear embossing, and it's embossed. I hear that? It's an embossed design. And I did the same thing, but look at how bad this turned out. Can you see how bad that turned out? I used this this pigment color, and I used I think this is Recollection embossing powder, and this one, it's supposed to be that, but it didn't turn out very well at all, and I was wondering why, and I went and looked at a video, and in that video um, she said that we need to use an eraser and take the eraser and go over the die like this. The stamp like this until it turns white, and that means that we've taken all the sticky off of it, or not the sticky, the manufactured stuff. So see, I did it here, and now this one is white. It takes all that manufacturing, and it's supposed to stamp better. And so I tested her theory, and so this was the original one, which is garbage. Then I did this one. And now you can see how much better that looks compared to the other one that I just threw in the garbage. Oh, here it goes. Right on the top. It looks so much better. And there's a design in here, and that's why that's like that. But it looks so much better. This one I did with that silver embossing from Recollections, silver embossing powder. And this one I used the regular embossing powder, but I have the thick, or what is considered extra thick, embossing powder, and it is a mess. And so what I ended up doing was placing an order for some extra fine embossing powder, because it's just you get a better adhesion, and it works just much better than that thick stuff, because this is the thick one, and you can, the ridges you can kind of tell. Let's see, can you tell how thick that is? Oh, I don't know if it could. There it go. I seen it right there. You can see how thick that is. That's because this is extra thick embossing powder. And so I went online and I bought some Wow embossing powder off Amazon, and it's supposed to be here next week, and it'll be better. So I did do these. I stamped this one out, which this one turned out really good. I stamped that with the and I used the gold embossing powder by Recollections, and I did this piece. Let's see, can you see that? There. And that one turned out really well too. And I embossed them because I often try to figure out how does she do it to make hers look so good when she matte and layers. And it's either gold foiled or gold embossed. So I use the color box embossing thing, and I use the gold embossing powder, so it was gold on gold, which made this look good. But you know that all you have to do, if you want anything embossed, you don't have to buy different color embossing powders. All you have to do is buy a stamp, like a pigment, something that's going to hold that color for a while, and buy clear embossing powder, and then you don't have to do that. Or if you have something that you really want to emboss, all you have to do is get you some, like, stamp whatever you're doing in your regular pigment color, wipe it off, and then stamp it with is that VersaFine, the clear stuff, um, clear embossing ink, and then that turns any color embossing powder into an embossed look. And do I have any on my desk? I don't. Oh yeah, I do. Excuse my reach. Excuse my reach. So this is Versamark right here, Versamark, and I'll just take this. What is this? This is Quick Dry Lagoon ink, right? And so I'm gonna just take my where's my little stamp? I keep my little stamp on my desk. Excuse my reach. Okay, what is this one? Okay, this just says many thanks. I'm just gonna use this one, and I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So when you want to emboss something or make something embossed, and you don't want to worry about um, buying a lot of different embossing powders, different embossing powders. You don't want to buy a lot of different embossing powders, right? Because it's annoying and it's expensive. It's very expensive to buy all those different embossing powders, right? And so all you need to do, and this is exactly what I do, because I stopped buying embossing powders, which I'll probably, when I do a giveaway, start giving them away. But all I do, and this is just a regular thank you stamp um, that can go on that goes on a stamping block. Um, okay, so all I'm gonna do is this. I probably need to put this in my Misty, because then it'll be on the stamped at the same place at the same time. This is all that in person, what we learn quick like. Okay, so now I'm just gonna stamp this down just like that. And so isn't that beautiful? That beautiful thanks, many thanks, right? And I just used some quick dry. But all I did was use some quick dry ink. Okay, and so now I'm just gonna wipe this off. I'm leaving it right where it's at, but I'm wiping this off. Then I'm gonna take me some Versamark, and I'm gonna, it's sticky, y'all. Versamark is really sticky. And so I'm gonna stamp it with my Versamark. I'm gonna do it again just to make sure I got some extra coverage, right? Right like that. Now I got quick dry at the bottom of this and Versamark on the top. And so this is my thick stuff that I use, but I'm going to use this as an example right now. Now, if you noticed, I just covered this with embossing powder, right? Okay, just like that. And here go my embossing gun. And excuse the sound, it's still kind of hot, so it'll work. And I'm going to emboss this. So you just seen me do that, didn't you? You just seen me do it. Voila. And now you have an embossed thing here. It's embossed. It's embossed. Can you hear that? It's embossed. And it's embossed in the color that I wanted. So now, if you remember this, it's embossed. You don't have to buy a bunch of embossing powders, right? You don't have to buy a lot of embossing powders. And I think I've shown that before, but for people who haven't seen my videos before, that's just a quick tip to teach you. You don't have to buy a whole bunch of embossing powders in order for you to, I didn't even need that card base, in order for you to have a plethora of embossings. All you need is some Versamark, regular old Versamark, and any ink. This was one of my old inks, or one of my inks from, what do you call that? Excuse my reach. My Crafter's Companion ink. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna get to this card. Oh, another thing. I'm sorry. I wanted to mention the cutting dies for this. You got to know where to put them, because you see I'm off. I'm a little off on my cutting. You got to know where to put that in order for it to go straight. But that's, you'll learn as you go along how to put them, where to put them. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm just going to put this at an angle, and we're going to make this cute card right quick. And this was more of like really me trying to show you that embossing tip, as opposed to, and showing this die set, then making the card. But of course I have to make a card from it. So then I'm going to take this layer, which is the frame that I created, which now, she had a lot of these that we can create our own frames. And I'm just going to cover that piece up. I'm not using that. And I put, pop dots on here. So I can give this, include one of the fans on here. And then I pop this part up, because now with these with the stamp set, you can make your own Anna Griffin sayings. And it has little bitty embossing on here and everything. So, I just got to make sure I put it right in the center. And it's just like Anna Griffin's little sayings. And so you see that? And I embossed that also, the saying. And there you go. Quick card using Anna Griffin fan stamp and die set. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one.